If you are investing in the Nigerian stock exchange, I think you need to pay attention to today's video because you need to understand what is going on in the market, how to reposition your portfolio, and also how to take advantage of the current fear in the market, that is the current market dip that is currently happening in the market. Just a quick look of what is going on. You can see the kidnapping stuff that is happening. Nigerian refs reuse after 215 children taken in second mass school adoption in a week. So these are some news that actually push around fears around, you understand? So therefore, a lot of people are afraid, tension rising and all that. And you know, the market does not like uncertainty. And guess what will happen? A lot of people want to dispose their holdings, also want to take some of their cash to ensure that they are actually having some cash around them. So that is what we'll be discussing today, and we're also going to be looking at how to take position in this market dip and how to go about it. So let's quickly move on. So we have a total turnover of 2.668 billion shares, worth 106.264 billion in 107,998 thousand deals. Was traded this week by investors on the floor of the exchange, in contrast to a total of 7.325 billion shares, valued at 156.45 billion, that exchanged hands last week in 134,383 deals. So if you look closely, you will see that the volume we had last week was actually huge compared to what we have this week. So this week we had 107,000 and last week we have 134,000. So that is a huge dip, so to speak, in terms of the numbers. And looking at the financial services right now, you see that measured by volume, the lead chart with 1.8220 billion shares, value at 44.806 billion, traded in 45,297 deals, thus contributing 68.21% and 42.16% to a total equity turnover volume and value respectively. So the service industry followed with 324.191 million shares, worth 1.76 billion in 8,018 deals. That is, the third place was the oil and gas. Oil and gas are gradually waking up with a turnover of 143.185 million shares, worth 37.741 billion in 7,788 deals. So trading in the top three equities, namely Access, Tantalizer, Zenith. These are the guys that actually had attracted a lot of volume. So investors are actually interested in these stocks. So these are measured by volume, accounted for 1.057 billion shares, worth 24.652 billion in 13,924 deals, contributing 38.63% and 23.20% to the total equity turnover volume and value respectively. So if we look at the transaction so far, you will notice that the volume is gradually coming down. On Monday we had 28,000 deals, on Tuesday we had 21, on Wednesday we had 20, Friday we had 18, and Thursday we have 18, and Friday we have 18. So we are expecting next week that investors will actually go for stocks that are beaten down, most especially stocks that are fundamentally sound. So that is what we'll be expecting from the market. So if you look closely, you will see that the volume is actually reducing, and total turnover increased amazingly on Wednesday and on Friday. That is for volume. Then the total in terms of value, we had the highest on Monday, then we had the highest on Friday. So despite the fact that we didn't have much deals, but in terms of value, we actually had the highest, second to the highest on Friday. So stocks that actually traded was 130 so far, the 129. We can clearly say that the market is at equilibrium in terms of these stuff that we're talking about, in terms of the deals, total turnover volume, turnover value, traded stock. And if you look at the advance, we actually had same with that of Wednesday. And if you look at the decline, we almost had same with that of Thursday. Then if you look at on-chain stock, we actually had the lowest on Wednesday, then on Friday. So if you look at the distribution of quantity traded, you find out that the financial services has actually reduced drastically to 68, and much of those volume actually moved to the service sector. That is why you see the likes of NCR continue to trail and continue to create new all-time high as we trade every day. So if you look at the oil and gas, also the oil and gas gained 6%, and we have the others which gain 14%. So why is money leaving the banking sector? Why are they leaving the banking sector? So we'll quickly take a look at what the banking sectors are currently doing right now. So if you look, we have First Holdco, and the revenue was actually 2.292 trillion. Current profit after tax is actually 458.07 billion, and compared to previous profit after tax of 526.28 billion, and we are looking at the Q3 period. So if you look at this, you see that last year they actually performed very well compared to this year. So last year, as at the third quarter, they were able to pull out 526.28 billion, and compared to what they are dishing out now, which is 458, which is below what investors are looking for. Investors expected First Holdco to actually give a number that is higher than the previous part, which is profit after tax. But we all know that the banks currently are facing a huge challenge. They faced one which we call the forbearance challenge, and that one is a huge one also, and that is something that actually took a lot of money from them, because they really wish to still use that money to do more business. But so far they've cleared, but we saw that impacting, even in terms of the dividends they declare, you will see that affecting them hugely, most especially those who are concerned. Another concern is the fact that the FS gains are no more for the banks. Last year, we actually had a lot of FS gain coming into the market for the insurance and also for the banking sector. But for this year, there is no more rainfall for the FX return, and this is what the impact is all we see right here. And you're seeing their part dropping like a pack of cards. So if we look at Zenith Bank make a total revenue of 3.37 trillion, which also amounts to them, and they were able to make a current profit after tax of 764.2 billion naira, compared to the previous profit after tax of 827.27 billion. You can see the gap. You might say the gap is not much, but investors always interpret this that this is not a good sign. Who knows if next year it's going to dip again? And we have the likes of UBA. UBA actually made 2.468 trillion, and the profit after tax, which is the current profit after tax, was actually 537.53 billion, and compared to the previous profit after tax of 525.31 billion. With this, you can see that UBA is actually having a good time in the market. So let's just quickly look at that of NASCOM. You can see NASCOM from 8 billion to 24 billion. That is a huge one, from a revenue of 117 billion. If you look at Boa Food also, you can see Boa Food from 508 billion. They actually made a current profit, that is profit after tax for the current period. They made 147 billion compared to the previous of 73 billion. Then if you look at Dangote Sugar from a current profit after tax of 10.59 billion, from previous 184.35 billion for Q3. So with this, I hope you've been able to see why the stocks in the banking sector, you can see why money is leaving the banking sector. But guess what? Despite the fact that money is leaving the banking sector, it is still going to somewhere. You get the point. And there are some banks that are still doing well. Like I just highlighted, you can see that of UBA. UBA is actually cool because of what they are currently doing. They actually made progress, even though it's not much. At least it is something. They made like 12 billion extra. So if you remove 2 from 3, you have 1. If you remove 5 from 7, you have 2. So they made 12 billion. Less than that's that range with some few numbers, less or more. So that is a good sign that they're making money. So because of this, we have insider dealings, which gives us information that these guys actually follow these numbers, because men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. So if you look at this current transaction now, let's quickly look at this current transaction for UBA. Yes, this is for UBA. So this is done by Billy Odum. This is the group company secretary. So the group company secretary will definitely have access to these numbers. And even though if you don't have access from the company, when they uploaded it on the NGS group, he can come here and also download it. So this is a purchase of 128,340 shares at 38.40. So that tells you that these guys actually know what they are doing. And let's see how much was invested in this, because UBA has always been one of the stock that each time I have anybody, Investor Joe, you don't talk about the bank much, this, that, what stock do you think we should buy? I always point my finger to UBA and Access. Those are the two stocks. For full disclosure, I don't have any of it. And if I'm about to enter any of this banking stock, I will let you guys know so that we can do these things together. So if you look at it, it's buying at 38.40. And if we quickly pick this number, that's 128,340 times 38.40. And we'll come here and say 128. Let's quickly look at it. 128,340. So 128,340. I'm sorry, taking your time. We just want to look at how much this man was able to invest, 30.40, because the number tells how confident the person is actually is. So we have three. Okay, this person invested 4.9 million to actually acquire these shares, 4.5 million. So if somebody is pulling out 4.5 million, they actually know what they are doing. And this happened on the 19th of November. So with this that I've shared with you guys, you already know where the banking are standing, and you already know why this chart is looking like this. So for the ETF section, like I said, I told you guys that gradually volume will be coming to the ETF industry or sector, and you can see total value so far is 51 million, and I told you guys that is gradual process. So far, the highest in that we've seen so far is Stanbic IBTC ETF 30. This stock track the top 30 stock in the market, and followed by then the Lotus ALA 15 also. This comes as a result of 126 deal, and the value is 10 million naira. So with 1 million naira, you can go in and out in any of these ETP. And we have the bond market. Let's quickly move to the index performance. So for the index performance, we are going to look at the index performance. But before we look at that, let's quickly look at the dividends announced so far. So the dividends announced so far, we have the NGS group announced 1 naira. And the qualification date is 7th of November. You've missed that one. And we have MTN. MTN is paying 5 naira, and the qualification date is actually 20th of November. You've missed that one. Then we have Aradel. Aradel is paying 10 naira also, and the qualification date is actually 20th of November. You've missed that one. Seplat also is paying 5 cents, and the qualification date is 13th of November. You've missed that one. Presco is paying 10 naira, and the qualification date is 7th. You've missed that also. And Komoya is paying 10 naira. Qualification date, you've missed that. So guys, I will look at some other stocks that I think their qualification date is around 28, and let's see next week if you'll be able to take part in that section. But before then, don't forget to look at my channel. I've done most of these videos. I always give you guys updates on stocks that are paying dividends so that you can quickly take position in them before the qualification date. So do well. You can see it here. I did this 3 weeks ago where I say MTN Presco interim dividends. So top 10 companies paying interim dividends. So in case you say, Investor Joe, you brought what has passed already. I've done it here before, and I want to believe if you are my subscriber, you must have seen this and decide. I told you when you're watching my video, have your pen and paper. So you must have written action points. So your action point would have been you should be able to do what? To take advantage of these dividends. So this one is just to alert you, to let you know what is going on in the market. So if we quickly look at this, the ONGS All Share Index market capitalization depreciated by 2.24% and 2.23% to close the week at 143,722.62 and 91.415 trillion respectively. So similarly, all other indices finished lower with the exception of NGS Sovereign Bond Index, which appreciated by 0.32%. So let's look at the pictorial representation, representation of what I just said. So look at the chart right here, and let's see how the market goes. You see, there is one beautiful thing I want to explain. Anytime I say you should be calm in the market, I know what I'm saying. Let me paint a scenario. Let's say you've watched a movie, You watch a movie and you know how the movie end. You understand? So when you are now seeing the scene with other people that have not watched the video, you know they will be more worried, more terrified by what is going on. They don't know how it's going to end. Maybe there is an actor there that some people are coming after his life to kill him, and you've watched, you know that the actor actually survived, or maybe the situation actually ended well. But those that have not watched will be kind of worried and disturbed, and so what I'm sharing here is you have to be certain in uncertainty. That is what will stand you out in this market. You have to be certain in uncertainty. See, that I don't care how much your portfolio is dipping, you don't need to be worried. Why you need to be worried? You need to be worried if you don't know what to do. Just like those people that did not know how the movie ended. But for you that knows how the movie ended, that everything ended well, the actor did not die, or the core actor, yes, the core actor or the core person did not die. But at that moment, at that scene, they are making it look as if the actor wants to die. You are looking at the movie and there's no escape route. You know, they are coming from here, coming from land, and you're like, how will this guy escape? But you that have watched the movie, you know that to end well. So the same thing you should apply here. And that is why you need to study. That's why you need to watch this my content and understand where the market is going, so that you'll be rest assured, so that you can take advantage of what is going on in the market. There are stocks that we actually made money in our daily trade in the group, that is the SSS community. There's another one we bought, that one grew and made almost more than 20%. And there's another one again that is almost 30% right now. You understand? It even closed higher. It closed higher. Then the last one we pick is still within range. That is the last pick we did on Thursday. It's still within range, and hopefully next week is going to give us that 20%. So see every dip as opportunity. The bear market is here to make you money, but sadly, a lot of people don't see it. What they see is their money is coming down. How are we going to do? The money is coming down. They don't see that this is always an advantage. This is always an advantage. And the situation at hand now will not be worse than what has happened in COVID. COVID is no movement, nothing is working, everybody stands still. That is COVID for you. You understand? But here we are, we're just getting some informations. Government sees more than 200 children from Nigerian Catholic school. These are sending a lot of fears in the market, and government are trying to do things to always fix the situation. And we also have this also what's behind the latest kidnapping, the church raid, and all that. You can see what happened in the country. So these are some tensions that are rising in the market. A lot of people are saying, let me hold what I have, let me keep the money that is with me. There are a lot of informations like that. So because of this, the market is reacting accordingly, because the people that are buying and selling, they are human beings like you. They are not robots. They are aware of this information. They are seeing the information. They are seeing the news. So when you tell somebody that is not well trained in this market that this is time to buy, they say, are you okay? Are you not seeing what is going on? You get the point. There are those that bought around this white region here when we had that huge dip, when people are afraid of the CGT tax and all that. Then we quickly see this dip. Do you know from year to year, a lot of people have made some money? Yes, I make some money because of this little dip. And now we are getting this dip again. You can see for like how many days now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 consecutive days the market has been coming down. But guess what? Even when the market is coming down, there are still companies that are doing top gainers. Yes, there are companies that are doing top gainers. Companies like NCR that we discovered when it was 6 in our community. Today is what? It's 41. It's 41 today. So what we are looking at is this got rejected in this area, which is a major resistance now. And don't forget that this major resistance was once a major support around this area. You can see 1 and another 1, 2. But unfortunately, this area, it could not break through and it's pulling down now. And are we expecting a Santa Claus rally? Of course, we might be seeing a Santa Claus rally very soon, if the whole situation can be calmed down by the president and also the communities, and everything will go into like good negotiation and everything. Everybody is peaceful. It's peace that we prayed for. It's peace that we prayed for. So once there is peace and the news starts saying, okay, peace has returned in communities, everybody is now okay, you find out that what? The market will calm down and we might get a reversal from this region. So if this area, which is a minor resistance, which is a minor support, I beg your pardon, if this area failed to hold, My brothers and sisters, we are coming to this place. And at this place is a danger zone. Because if we fail to hold this area, guess what is happening? We are going to slide into a bear market. And that will take us to what? To 120 basis points. And you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. And let's see, because a bear market is when the market dips more than 20%. So let's see where 20% will take us to. Excellent. So around this area, we're already in bear market because it's 21 already. You understand? So all we need to do is the market volume, because there's a lot of money sitting down on the sideline. This money is sitting down on the sideline not for any reason, just for the tax. They just need clarification. If that percentage is going to be eradicated or is going to be reduced, maybe to 10% or 5%, that is what a lot of people are looking out for. And that is why there's a lot of money sitting down on the sideline. So what we are seeing in the market is just little volume. Like I said, when this market will come in, it is you that have taken position. And ensure this is not the time you close your hand and buy whatever you want to buy. This is the time you ensure you are buying at key support zone and key support areas. We've done all this lecture with our SSS community, and they also know when to take most of these actions. You understand? We've done it twice to look at how to average down, or how to take position, how to take perfect entry. So that is what we have here. So we just want this to hold. So by next week, we'll be expecting the NPR meeting. So we expect inflation is down already. I beg your pardon. Inflation is around, I think, 16.05. If I missed that number, please let me know in the comment section. So that is where inflation is, from 18, and that's a good one. So because of that, we expect to see a rate cut, and once there's a rate cut, we expect the market to actually peak a bit. You understand? So that is what we are expecting around this area, for us to get a bounce around this area. Because the dip, anytime you see a candle like this, what we'll be expecting is green. And anytime you see a green candle like this, what you'll be expecting is red. So now we've seen enough of red, guys, enough of red. So if we can get it, if it comes to this place and bounce back, excellent. If you get to this part also and bounce back, excellent. If you get here and bounce back, also excellent. But within this period, there will be up and down fluctuation in the market, and I expect you to take advantage of those of those up and down. I've stayed cool with my system. I observe the market. I stay from opening to closing to ensure I get full details and lead you guys in the right direction. So with all this, let's quickly look at some information that we may get from this. So we're looking at the NGS performance so far. Every of the sector is showing green, except that of the oil and gas, which is negative 0.24%. So total summary, we have this already. And if we look at top gainers, we have the NCRO, like I told you guys, that closed at 41, and we have the University Press, which closed at 6. It has gained 70% so far. And we have the likes of Tantalizer. Somebody asked me in the comment section, what do you think about Tantalizer? Most times, I don't know why you people see a stock when it's already moving. And that's the wrong way to invest, or that's the wrong way to trade. You should be in stock that is not moving. So you should be in stock that is not moving. So when those catalysts, when those news come, you take it. But if you want to take advantage of any of these news, you have to be smart and don't be greedy. Just go for maybe 20% or 10%. You will make it. Yes, you make it. But if you are not smart, you might just remain there. So if we have Caverton offshore also from 470 to 550, that is a 17% up. Then we have UACN from 60 to 70, that is 16.67%. Then we have Ikeja Hotel from 18 to 20, that's 15%. We have Union de Consult from 6.3 to 7, that's 11%. We have Prestige Assurance from 1 naira 34 to 1 naira 47, which is 9.70%. Then we have Harden Macau, which is MC Core, from 390 to 425, that is a 35%, 35 kobo gain. That amounts to 8.97. Then we have Unicell Interlink from 72 to 79. That is a 8.52%. Then don't forget, we still have some top decliners. These are companies that actually went down. We have the likes of International Energy Insurance, dip from 270 to 212. That is a 22% dip. We have MC Nichols, open at 3 naira 2 kobo and closed at 2 naira 57, which is a dip of 14.90%. We have Veritas Capital from 188 to 160, which is a 14% dip. Then we have Aeco Assurance from 365 to 315, which is a 13.7. Then we have Living Trust Mortgage Bank from 4 naira 14 to 3 naira 58, which is a 13.53% dip. Then we have Livestock, which dipped from 7 to 610, which is a 12.8% dip. Then we have NIM Assurance, which dipped from 29 to 26, that is 12%. We have Consolidated Allmark, which dipped from 440 to 386, which is a 12.27%. We have Link Assurance also from 190 to 168, which is 11.58%. Then we have Access Holdings from 23, it dips to 20.50, which is a 10.87%. So far, these are companies that have adjusted for their dividends. We have another 700 10 naira deducted, that's 690. Then we have MTN Communication 475, 5 naira deducted, that's 470. Then we have Champs Holdings release listing of 1.955 billion ordinary shares at 50 kobo for 1.87. These are true private placement. So these are the public offers, because I told you guys that it's two, right issue and public offer. So they've added that of the public offer. So most people are asking me what is happening to ASO saving. After I did a video of ASO saving here, I don't know why. Maybe they don't want you guys to make money. So where did I do the ASO saving here? Where are you, ASO? Are you sure? Oh, I didn't upload it. Guys, I didn't see it though. Okay, I know I did ASO video now. Okay, I did ASO video where I was asking if your saving is saved with ASO, something like that. And okay, this is it. Should you buy ASO saving? Full breakdown of fundamentals. So I actually explain what they are into, what they sell, and all that, so that you can get full comprehension. In case you've not watched it, please kindly come here and watch it so that you can see what is going on with ASO saving. So immediately I did that video, we actually had a suspension. So ASO saving and loans, full suspension in trading of shares. So trading license holders and investing public are hereby notified that in trading of this ASO share was suspended on Wednesday 19th, and the suspension is necessary to prevent trading in the shares, as enable company registrar and central securities to reconcile their book for listing of reconstructed shares on the exchange. The suspension is also required for the purpose of determining shares holder who are entitled to receive the reconstructed shares. So of course, they'll soon be back. So far, I think they should be the cheapest so far in the market. So guys, I hope I've been able to share, to broaden your mind, for you to know a lot of things happening in the market. I'm very, very sure this information will be useful to you, and you'll be able to interpret it accordingly and in a swift way that will actually benefit your portfolio. So guys, in case you are still watching, my name still remains Investor Joseph, and you are welcome to the Financial Edge, where we teach about how to gain financial freedom via trade and investment. In case you're still watching, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified to my post and enriching videos like this. Until I come away again, keep making money and keep protecting your profit. I love you, my friends, and there's nothing you can do about it. Hands to earth salute. See you in the next one.